Hello, everyone. Raymond Mhor, Kilted Prepper. How's everybody doing out there? Jumping in here live because we have some pretty interesting news that's come about. I want to make sure I read this properly. State Duma Deputy Chairman Alexander Babakov said on Thursday that the Brics Alliance is working on creating its currency and is scheduled to present ideas on the matter at the organization's forthcoming summit in South Africa in August this year. Folks, this is a big deal. It really is. But first, do me a favor. I don't know what's going on with YouTube or anything, folks, but I'm losing subscribers like crazy. I think YouTube's actually deleting them. I watched a video from Pinball Prepper, and he's noticing the same thing, as well as several other prepper channels out there are just having subscribers drop off. In fact, I've had 4 people message me and say, "Hey, I was subscribed, but now I'm not subscribed anymore." So do me a favor, like, subscribe, and share, and then ring that little bell, and then help me with this. And one is going to help with the analytics or algorithms or whatever it is that YouTube does. But, please subscribe because something's going on with YouTube, and I have no idea. So, let's just jump right into it here, folks. A lot has really happened this week in regards to the dollar. Let's see. Wednesday, we had France actually pay, buy from China and pay in Chinese yuan for a bunch of liquid natural gas. And that was actually the very first transaction, utilizing the yuan for an energy source. Normally that would should have been traded in dollars, but China is going after it. And so that was the very first one. France was the first one to do it. Also on Wednesday is Saudi Arabia joined what's called the SCO, or the Shanghai Cooperative Organization. And what this is kind of a BRICS-ish sort of organization where they are, it's a financial co-op, say. But the thing is, if they're joining this, there are rumors that Saudi Arabia will actually join BRICS. And if that is going to happen, then that's going to throw a big monkey wrench into a lot of things. But what happened today, though, is that the chairman, Deputy Duma, or Deputy Alexander Babkov, said that basically BRICS is going to make their own currency. And this is going to then compete with the US dollar as the global reserve. And so right now, what's backing up the US dollar is debt, and that nations have to pay in dollars. And so, but since Saudi Arabia didn't sign to that agreement last year, basically the field is open, and now any currency can be used, or at least Saudi Arabia is saying that they'll take any currency. But we know, and that it's going to probably be the yuan. So interesting things are going on, and it's just in the matter of days all these things have happened that is really seriously, kind of slashing at the dollar there. And I'm one who doesn't believe that the dollar is just going to instantly die overnight or anything like that. But with all these countries, especially if BRICS does create a single currency, then what we're going to see, and I bet that the currency is going to be backed by oil, especially if Saudi Arabia does join BRICS. But India, Brazil, Russia, China, South Africa, and I don't know about South Africa, but those 4 nations do produce a lot of oil. And then if Saudi Arabia joins the party, then Saudi Arabia is definitely a huge oil producer. So I could see a basket of currencies of the BRICS nations, as well as petroleum or oil, be the backing power behind whatever new currency that the BRICS nations are considering creating here. And so it's super interesting that this is happening, but so much has taken place just in this week alone. And then, just as a side note, China's rattling the sword and saying that they're getting ready to go to war. Now, with who they didn't really come out with and say or anything, they did mention America and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff going on, and it is speculated that China will probably be looking at a war with China or something over Taiwan or oil or whatever, probably around 2025. At least that's the speculations and everything. But interesting thing too. I've been talking a lot about silver these last couple shows, and what was it last week? Last week, silver dipped below the $20 mark. I want to say 1994, 1996, somewhere around there. And so I sent out a video say, hey, folks, listen, go jump on silver. It's got a good low price. And, you add to your stack if you're able to. Well, today, and there's a lot of things going on, but I really think that it's a lot of this Brics action that's taking place. But it is interesting in that sense, the Trump indictment also, that silver shot up today to 24. The highest I saw was 24.21, and I think it closed today at 24.07. But it's now broken the 24 mark. But what does that mean? Because if you're going to go buy silver and everything, there's always the spot price that you're going to pay, that little bit above, and so forth. But so if you just currently buy, say, silver rounds or bars or something like that, the markup isn't as high. So you're probably looking at something about 27, 28, maybe $29 an ounce. Whereas if you're looking at Walking Liberties, Maple Leaves, Koalas, or some of the other country silver dollars, then you're looking at about $39, $40 per ounce. And so that's kind of getting up there. That's getting kind of pricey. And a lot of people just don't have the money to be dropping $40 per ounce on silver coins. But if you're still out there, I would start adding to the stack, folks, and start getting some bullion back on board and everything. But the gold and silver prices have been moving. Gold has not moved as much. It's still sitting below the 20,000 mark, but silver is creeping up quite a bit. And that's again pegged to as the dollar goes down in value, silver and gold go up in value. But because and this is why I speculate, and people are gonna say, oh, it doesn't matter, but I found it very interesting that since the Trump indictment, silver has just jumped in price. And my thinking and reasoning is that a lot of conservatives, a lot of preppers, and so forth and so on, tend to lean towards that more conservative Trump style of politics and everything. And if he's getting arrested and indicted and all that other stuff, they're going to go, hey, man, what's going on? And go out and buy silver. Well, today what kind of showed it jumped because uh it was 22, no, 23, excuse me. It was 23.50 yesterday, and jumped up to 24 at the again highest price. I think was 24.21, and then closed today at 24.07. Now what's going to happen over the weekend, I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see if silver continues to track up with everything that's going on in the world. So basically, what do we do if we're slowly seeing the dollar demise here? And there's a number of things. I'm a big proponent of push putting your wealth into tangible assets. Tangible assets being gold, silver, as well as items. And if you're looking at making some sort of purchases, you're looking at amping up your preps with tools and so forth, be it something like a Berkey water filter, I know is rather expensive right now, an Excalibur dehydrator, a Nutri-Mill grain mill, some of these big purchase items. What you want to do is buy them now, because as things continue on and as these things move forward, then the prices of goods and such are going to go up as the dollar starts to decline in value. And so by purchasing things now versus waiting till later, you're going to be able to at least save some money and things. So, but I would really recommend start looking into, basically putting your money into more tangible assets and stuff. So if you got a big savings account or something, that all that's going to happen is you're going to see that value of that money diminish. So at least by buying these tangible assets that will last you, 10 years or so, then that's a better investment. You're going to get a lot of use out of these things as well. So, one of the things that we did this year is we're putting in a pretty good garden with raised beds and everything. So that's our quote unquote tangible asset, and so those are things that we are doing. But other things that you really guys need to start thinking about as we start seeing the dollar demise and everything is, again, putting a garden in, and then learning how to hunt and fish, learning how to learn your local flora and fauna, and then continue buying 5 cans a week or something. Start continue pushing on that pantry and everything, because no matter what, the price of goods, services, and such will start going up, especially if Brics continues moving forward on this single currency that they're talking about. And as this currency happens, what's going to happen is we're going to see a lot of the nations that are Brics friendly move to that currency, and then a lot of the nations that are still dollar friendly are going to stick with the dollar. But if the BRICS currency does get backed by oil and a basket of currencies and some other things like that, that's going to look really good. And what's going to happen is more and more nations will start dumping T-bills and start, getting rid of American debt and start buying and getting some of this new BRICS currency. But again, this isn't going to be introduced or officially until August of this year. But it's just really interesting how fast Brics is making moves and everything, and kind of stirring the pot and getting some momentum and excitement behind it. And because we're kind of sitting in a perfect storm right now. The American people, or the American, is not liked very much anymore, and then our current administration is making a lot of foolish decisions and all this other stuff, and then just a lot of stuff is going on in our nation, and so that causes that some of that instability thoughts going through with people and nations. So, but again, do me a favor. Hopefully this was informative for you and everything, and if you liked it and everything, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share, ring that bell, the deal. And then also help me do that, please, because I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I'm losing subscribers, and a number of other prepper channels are reporting the same things. Like, boom, they're gone. But I've had like four subscribers contact me and say, "Hey, we were subscribed, but now we're not, and we have no idea." So if you're watching this and you think that you're subscribed, check to make sure and see that if YouTube is accidentally deleted you or something like that, and then please resubscribe. And then for all those who are in the community, in my kind of Kilted Prepper community, just again, thank you so much. I see Holly. Hey, Holly from New Jersey. Thank you. And, just thank you so much for being such great people and great community. I really, really appreciate it. And then also tomorrow, again, Saturday Night Live. And so me and Cynthia are going to be doing we are talking about doing a taste test with beef TVP, or beef textured vegetable protein, or beef vegetarian, whatever you want to call it, but it's beef TVP. And so we're going to be doing something and doing taste testing of beef TVP by itself. And then what we're going to be doing is also mixing it with some hamburger and see what we can do with that. So tune in tomorrow night for a Saturday Night Live. I know that's the one thing that we are doing. And then what tomorrow's topic is, I am not sure yet. We have some things that we're discussing. So, but tomorrow night at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern. And we usually talk for about an hour and stuff. That's a great time for us to help answer questions and so forth and so on. So, but yeah, Royal Line says YouTube has removed a bunch of subscriptions. Yeah. So we're seeing it. The whole prepper community is. And I don't know why this is happening, particularly to the prepper community. Maybe because we're teaching people how to be self-sufficient. I don't know. But, seeing that the current administration has been meeting with some of these top social media CEOs and everything, and so I don't know what's going on. But please do me a favor, subscribe and help me get those analytic numbers up. And that's it. So that's everything. But I just wanted to bring it in today and let you guys know that Brics is now considering creating a single currency. And if it does, it's going to really compete with the dollar. And so we may see some real issues. Buy tangible assets now, folks, and get it going before all this stuff happens and we start seeing the demise of the dollar. So that's everything. I'm Raymond Mhor, Kilted Prepper. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless. And kilt on.